So I was teaching uh, a group in Sedona. So I don't know, 50 people or whatever it is from all over the world at a workshop, a yearly workshop. And at the end, maybe not the end, but the second night or something, part somewhere into the workshop, nearing the end, I guess. Um, uh, Somebody came out like, "Oh, we got you a gift," It's like, "Oh, that's oh, we all chipped in, or so and so picked it up and picked it out, or something. So, oh, that's so cool. I didn't expect a gift flying across the country, and then they're like, "Here," and there's this giant crystal that I don't know what it weighs, but it's 50 pounds or something. I don't know. And they're like, "Here," and so I'm very moved. It's very beautiful. It's like a heart energy, love. So it's really meaningful and powerful and beautiful and all the rest. And so I'm crying, and they're telling why they got it and want to thank you for teaching, all that kind of stuff, being here every year, all that kind of. It's really, really great. And not very long into this sort of, I don't know, speech, I guess you end up saying something afterward, because you're holding it in front of everybody. I'm just thinking, like, so do I like get like a second plane ticket and seatbelt it? Like, how do I, like, this is actually a problem now, like, like I can't. And so I'm literally like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So that night we ended up kind of doing a whole bunch of cool Tai Chi practices and Kung Fu practices with it. So we like spent hours with it, and a lot of people shared it, and we're doing all these sort of sweaty practices and stuff, and it's really fun. Um, but I'm kind of in the middle of saying thanks, but also, what do I even like? Do I really go to the post office and give them $400 to mail it? Like what do I do? And my rabbi was there, and he, I'm trying to remember when he told me, but I think it's the next day is what he said. I'm going to take it home for you. You know, and I was like, I shouldn't ask any more questions because I'm relieved of the burden. Like, thank you, yes, sure. But of course, I'm like, so what do you mean? Like, what are you gonna? And he's like, oh, I canceled my plane ticket. I rented a car. I'm gonna drive it home. And like, he lives in New York, you know. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's all set. I'll take it. So I'm like, so we're in the Holy Land, and you're the holy man, and you're gonna take it on a sacred journey across country, um, and then bring it to me. Um, and so he did, and I don't know how long it takes, a week or whatever it is to drive across the country, but he stops in a series of yoga studios, and he does practices and workshops, or whatever, classes probably, with people that he knows on the way home, and he sleeps in the yoga studios with the crystal. So it has this sacred journey with this sacred man, you know. And then, I don't know how you guys feel about a long drive, but once you get to New York, if that's where you live, you got to feel like you're done. You don't probably feel like, and let me also go to Connecticut round trip. Like, that must kill. Like, um, when all of a sudden, after driving across the country, your home is in the rear view. Like, that must hurt. But he comes to my school in Brantford, and I'm not there. I'm at home or wherever, grocery shopping. I don't know what I was doing. I'm not there. And he stops at my school, and I'm not there. And he leaves the crystal just to the left of the front door, puts it down, and he drives home. Like, I obviously would have like bought him dinner or like anything, like, what can I do? Give you a massage? What? But I wasn't there, and he didn't like call me to get credit or take a picture or whatever you would do. He just left it, and he probably like said a prayer or something, I guess. I don't know. And then I found out later, like, I came to the school and the crystal's right there. So when I moved here, it was the only thing from my school that I knew where it was going when I got here. Because everything else, like, where are we going to put the mats? I mean, I guess we have to find a place for the bench. Sure, I know it could, but but I'm like, the crystal goes to the left of the front door. So I picked it up, I drove it from Brantford, and I set it down. It hasn't moved, and so it's sitting there with uh, it's sitting there with stuffed animals from the dogs that used to live here. Because I told them I'd leave their stuffed animals if they ever wanted to come back. So, so under all the moss, the sort of the moss that's doing that is the stuffed animals from Arlo and Wolfhawk. Yeah. So that's the story of the heart crystal.
That's so sweet. That's awesome.
So thank you, Rebbe Andrew.